In Mapleton, Georgia, a city with deep racial divisions, lived 8-year-old Zuri Brooks, a bright and vibrant black girl who had been born deaf. Her world was a silent one, but her spirit spoke volumes, filling the lives of her parents, Elijah and Ela. Her father, Special Agent Elijah Brooks, was a seasoned FBI agent who specialized in civil rights violations. His office walls were a testament to his career, but photos of Zuri were the real reminders of why he fought so hard against injustice. Her mother, Ela Brooks, was a community activist who championed both racial equality and disability rights, inspired by the challenges Zuri faced every day. The family had spent weeks preparing Zuri for her first taste of independence. A solo trip to the Mapleton Spring Festival, just 8 blocks from their home. They had practiced what to do in challenging situations. Elijah, an expert in tactical roleplay, had taught her how to handle difficult encounters. "The world won't always understand you," he signed to her, "but never let anyone make you feel small." Ela had packed a small backpack with Zuri's ASL communication cards, identification, and emergency contacts. As Zuri adjusted her yellow headband in the mirror, she was a girl on the cusp of a great adventure. Unbeknownst to her, the boundaries of her resilience would soon be tested in a way her parents feared but could never fully prepare her for. As she walked down the driveway, Elijah watched from the porch, a complex mix of pride and apprehension in his chest. He had tried to give her the tools to navigate a world that too often judged her for both her silence and her skin. The festival was a lively scene, buzzing with people, music, and the smell of fried peach pies. Zuri moved with cautious excitement, her communication cards clutched in her hand. Near the central pavilion, she accidentally bumped into a group of teenagers. When she pulled out a communication card to apologize, their laughter turned to mockery. One of the boys snatched her card, holding it high as his friends cruelly imitated what they imagined deaf communication to be. Tears welled in Zuri's eyes as she jumped to retrieve her card, her hands signing pleas in desperate motions. A few yards away, officers Thomas Reed and Michael Delaney noticed the commotion. Reed, a veteran with a history of excessive force complaints, moved toward the group. As they approached, the teenagers scattered, leaving Zuri alone. Reed's heavy boot came down inches from her fallen card as he towered over her. "What's going on here?" he demanded. When Zuri, who couldn't hear him, didn't respond, Reed's expression hardened. "I asked you a question," he barked, interpreting her silence as defiance. Her hands moved frantically, trying to explain that she couldn't hear. Officer Delaney watched with unease, suggesting, "I think she might be deaf." But Reed scoffed, "Or she's pretending. These kids think acting disabled gets them special treatment." At that moment, a nearby shop owner, Beverly Williams, approached the officers with a false accusation. "That girl was bothering customers, and I think she was trying to steal from my shop." The lie gave Reed the justification he sought. He roughly grabbed Zuri's arm, spinning her to face him. Her hands flew faster, more desperately trying to communicate. "She's getting agitated," Reed warned, deliberately misunderstanding her signed pleas as threatening gestures. As Zuri's fear escalated, Officer Reed attempted to handcuff her small wrists. Her body tensed instinctively, a natural response to being restrained that Reed immediately classified as resisting arrest. With unnecessary force, he threw Zuri to the ground. She felt a thud she couldn't hear, but felt in every bone. A collective gasp rose from the crowd. Tears streamed down her face as she tried to reach for her ID card. "Gun!" Officer Delaney shouted, misreading the movement. In an instant, Officer Reed drew his weapon and fired. The sound echoed through the festival. Zuri felt a searing pain tear through her shoulder as her world spun into a blur of faces and sky. Blood spread across her yellow sundress as she lay motionless on the pavement, her hands finally still. The crowd erupted in screams. Phones captured it all: the unjustified escalation, the excessive force, the shooting of an unarmed 8-year-old black deaf girl. As her consciousness faded, Zuri's last thought was of her father. She weakly formed their special sign for love and strength before her hand fell limply to her side. Elijah's cell phone vibrated with a news alert. Opening it, he found cell phone footage of the incident already circulating online. With trembling fingers, he watched as his daughter was brutalized by officers sworn to protect her. The phone nearly cracked in his grip as he watched Reed throw her to the ground and then fire the shot that tore through his child's small body. What would you do if you watched your child being brutalized by those sworn to protect and serve? Would you trust the system to deliver justice, or would you become justice itself? His cell phone vibrated again, this time from an unknown number. "Mr. Brooks, this is a breathless voice. Your daughter's been shot by police at the Spring Festival. They're taking her to Mercy Hospital right now." The words hit Elijah like physical blows. He drove to the hospital in a blur, his mind a storm of memories. He had taught Zuri how to approach police, how to make her disability known. Had she forgotten, or had they simply not cared? At the hospital, he found Ela shaking with silent sobs. A police chief, Robert Garrison, approached them, extending a hand neither parent took. Garrison, a man who had spent decades cultivating power in a small city, offered rehearsed sympathy that didn't reach his eyes. "I want to personally express how deeply unfortunate this incident was." "Unfortunate incident?" Ela's voice rose dangerously. "Your officer shot my 8-year-old daughter who can't hear." Garrison's expression hardened slightly. "The situation was complex. There was a misunderstanding when your daughter didn't comply with verbal commands." Elijah stepped forward, his voice deadly quiet. He didn't introduce himself as FBI yet, choosing to present himself only as a father burning with righteous fury. "A misunderstanding? She's deaf. She couldn't hear their commands. I want the names of the officers involved, and I want to see the body cam footage." Garrison took a small step back. "The officers are Thomas Reed and Michael Delaney. As for the footage, unfortunately, there seems to have been a technical malfunction with both cameras." The convenient failure of the body cams sent a red flag up in Elijah's mind. He filed the information away, already adding it to the case he was building. Later in Zuri's hospital room, a nurse handed Elijah a business card from a reporter named Kendra Watson with a handwritten note on the back. "I don't believe the official story. Call me." Elijah pocketed the card, a potential ally. The afternoon brought a parade of officers from the Mapleton Police Department. Most left quickly after encountering Elijah's icy stare, but Sergeant Alicia Washington lingered. "Mr. Brooks," she said quietly, "not everyone in the department supports what happened. Some of us are troubled by the inconsistencies in the official report." "Inconsistencies like mysteriously malfunctioning body cams?" Elijah asked, studying her. Washington's eyes widened slightly. "Among other things, Officer Reed has a history of escalating situations, especially with minority citizens. This shouldn't have happened." She left quickly afterward, but the brief exchange confirmed Elijah's suspicions. The corruption wasn't total. There were cracks he could exploit. Elijah stepped into a hospital stairwell and made a critical call. "Marcus," he said quietly into his phone. "It's Elijah. I need to activate an unofficial investigation." Director Marcus Hayden, Elijah's supervisor at the FBI, listened gravely. I can't authorize an official investigation without Justice Department approval, which takes time. Elijah countered, I don't have time. Every minute that passes, they're constructing their narrative, destroying evidence, coaching witnesses. Hayden sighed heavily. Off the books then. No bureau resources. You're on leave for a family emergency as far as anyone knows. Whatever you find, bring it to me when it's solid enough that I can take it upstairs. The window was open, and Elijah was ready to move. Working from a motel room under a false name, Elijah began his off-the-books investigation. His first lead came from Sergeant Washington, who slipped him a flash drive containing the text messages between Reed and Delaney. The messages were a horrifying glimpse into their mindset. Reed repeatedly used racial slurs when discussing black suspects, and his texts about Zuri were chilling.